Many different games have saturated the gaming industry. This includes companies trying to find different franchises that will stick with the players. And one of these franchises includes The Legends of Zelda. Nintendo is one of the main superpowers in the gaming field. But there is one game in the Legends of Zelda series that may not ring a bell. This is the Minish Cap. The game is intricate and has lasted the test of time. I first played this game when I was 3 years old on the family Game Boy that we had. This was my first ever video game, and I would constantly play the opening scene where Link would chase Zelda. The Knight to the Princess fairy tale is what engaged me to interact with these players. I couldn't read, so I would never go on past this first point, but this is what it looked like. Now that I've filled you in on the main points of the gameplay in The Legends of Zelda Minish Cap, I want to talk a little more about why the Legends of Zelda series has lasted so long. The game originally came out in the 1900s, and we're still seeing games being produced in the 2020s, with many fans continuing to play, new fans as younger people saturate the industry of gaming. Why is it still successful? And the main argument I want to make is the originality of the series and the evolution and the clear change that they have made from timelines of original characteristics that humans have changed and portrayed over the different years this game has been created. But it also has to deal with the pixels and the different graphics that the game exudes from the different technological advances that have been made. Here I have presented a scene where Link is becoming the Minish Cap and becoming like a small person that is able to navigate the world. The puzzles are hard, even as a 20-year-old. The game unlocks after 10 hours of gameplay, after you find a specific keystone, which then you can go and talk to a specific person, which is a never-ending game. This game is completely different than, let's say, an 8 to 10 hour game that you find on the Steam store, which is story time based and only lasts that specific time, where you only get to play it once, where this game is lasting way longer and you can continuously replay it over time, finding new clues. The gameplay and stories have evolved. The Legends of Zelda series is not just the same knight in shining armor, where Link now has cross-dressed in a more recent game, and Zelda was able to become a knight herself and fight for freedom. This has kept up with the times and also more recent games, like Call of Duty and Elden Ring, where the graphics and the story time and how long the game lasts, it's a completely different game than it was from the Minish Cap, for better or for worse. Every release that there has ever been made on a different console made by Nintendo, there has always been a new Zelda game, which has become a routine habit into players' minds. When the algorithm is shown, players are going to instill this behavior and ideal that there is going to be a new Nintendo game for Legends of Zelda. The Wii and Switch have followed suit from the 2DS and 3DS. This has been a continuous norm that has been created within the gaming industry, created by Nintendo to keep these games and the sales up because of these games. This leads me to the main argument created when analyzing the Legends of Zelda the Minish Cap game. The intimacy that is created when playing a console game is that of no other, and that can't be replicated from the intimacy from these games. This game was created for the Game Boy. However, the game file can still be accessed on the 2DS, like one that I have here. This small, phone-sized device was the platform to play this game and many others in the early 2000s. Nintendo monopolized on this design of consoles, where it is now carried over to the 2020s, where the Switch has been created and received millions of sales, enough so that they're creating a Switch 2 that is coming out this year. The key reason is the portability of consoles. When you carry a device anywhere, you can be able to manipulate the screen and view just for you, creating an intimate feeling when no one else can stare at the screen while you're playing at your desk. Microsoft's computers can't manipulate this or replicate this ideal when they're playing games. Provided ahead, there's an advertisement from 2001 from Nintendo themselves that is shown on the Games You Loved YouTube channel about the Game Boy when it was first released, having Minish Cap added.
Right, we're going to start your exam now. You might feel a little pressure, okay?
Oh, what's that?
Well, it looks like Frogger.
There's a clear reason why developers haven't made games like Minish Cap or Animal Crossing, aside from Nintendo. They can't compete with the genuine closeness players build when having a close handheld software straight from their face. In a study conducted by Ivory, Roberts, and Magee titled "You Can't Take It With You," Effects of Handheld Portable Media Consoles on Physiological and Psychological Responses to Video Games and Movie Content, they state, the popularity of portable media consoles is justified, as portable media players' flexibility and convenience regarding the locations and settings in which can be used. There is an inherent comfortability and reliability you make when having a handheld console with you. These devices, like a 2DS, but only your intuition and ability to play, are easily adaptable. You make bonds to characters when you play these games, and you have emotional ties connected to the players. Friendships will come and friendships will go, but there's no comfortability that you can find anywhere else rather than your character staying the same, such as Link from Legends of Zelda in the Minish cap, remaining the same from the year 2001 to the year 2025. There is a constant that Nintendo has created in making emotional bonds to the franchise. This is why console games are so successful, as creating this nostalgic factor when you have a clear memory of continuously spamming that A button from when you were 5 years old to when you're 25 years old. Where the screen is 6 inches away from you, you're able to have a face-to-face connection to these characters, like Link, as you're putting on this hat. It's a very memorable game that you can't replicate, and Nintendo or any other game has ever been able to replicate since Minish Cap. This is unrelated to when you're socially distanced from a TV that's 6 feet apart from you that everyone can watch. It's not as much of an intimate relationship. According to the study conducted by Jung, and Myung, titled A Study of Relationships Between Situational Awareness and Presence That Affects Performance on a Handheld Game Console, you have situational awareness even on a console device. So this argument has a clear statement that console games create a different experience that can't be replicated on a TV or on your computer at home. This game is available on emulators or any 2DS that you have laying around. Modding 2DSs is actually very fast, very easy. Don't let any tech bro charge you into doing it when you can watch a YouTube video and figure out within less than 30 minutes. This game is very important to me as it has created a reflection of not only my past, but how intimate experiences of playing as Link in the Minish Cap has formed my perspectives today and the perspectives that I have gained from watching video games. Overall, there's no game like it, and I completely recommend it to anyone that's interested to form these intimate relationships with Link and all the characters involved. Thank you.